What's up, guys? Daniel here, back with another video. Um, Inspired to talk today because I had this download yesterday right before I was going to bed, and well, it happened in the evening. And I think it's a good reflection of what you know a lot of people might be going through, especially as a very sensitive soul, a very sensitive empath. Something that I consider myself to be, and something that I've been struggling a lot with lately. And I mentioned this in prior videos, but it's the challenge of making decisions like really small decisions that, like, to the normal average person would be seemingly insignificant. I'm finding for me right now that it's becoming very challenging to, when I come across a different choice point throughout the day, whether it's to do something or do something else, or do something a certain way or do something a different way. I'm having very much a hard time cultivating the, just that thoughtless, automatic impulse to just do whatever it is I need to do in the moment. I have to think about it, and I get almost afraid of making a decision because I know whatever I decide, I'll start second guessing myself. And though I've known that I've been doing this for a while, and though I've been questioning it, like, why is this happening? I had the insight yesterday of why that might be the case. Basically, it comes down to timelines. Okay, so if we go about our day, there's like a million bajillion different possibilities that could exist. That's just life. That's just quantum physics. That's just the universe. There's literally infinite amounts of possibilities that can exist throughout our day, throughout each moment, and then throughout our lifetime as well. So if we're coming across a certain decision here, okay, how can I explain this? Yeah. Say we're coming across a certain decision. Let's see. So behind me I have this river, okay? Or this flowing stream. If I'm walking towards this stream here and it's a dead end, I'll have to either go right, if that looks right on the camera, or it's left, I don't know. I'll go this way or that way, okay? This is a very in the moment example. It's a very crappy example, but I have the decision to either go this way or that way. And that's what we come across during the day a lot of the times. We come across certain decisions that we're either going to have to go left or we're going to have to go right. We're going to have to choose A or we're going to have to choose B. And as an empath, and knowing the fact that there's an infinite amount of timelines, we're able to project our consciousness into one of these particular timelines. We'll choose like one prevalent way we think it's going to go. When you look at present moment awareness as well, you may think that, okay, like, I'm not in the present moment because I'm projecting into the future. But as human beings, that's naturally what you do. And when you start to understand the idea of timelines and the fact there's an infinite number of timelines, you'll start projecting yourself into the future to see what may happen, so you can, therefore make educated choices. Yes, it's not the most authentic, most spiritual present moment way of being, but we're human beings. It's natural. This is what we do. Okay, so we have this idea of timelines, and whether we project into an accurate timeline or not, whether this timeline that we're thinking in our mind is actually going to exist, this is what we do. And the problem is, when we make a certain decision, therefore deciding to enter a particular timeline, that other timeline of the decision that we didn't make is still existing. Okay, and as it's still existing, we have the ability to project ourselves into that timeline that is now not our reality, but still exists outside of this current reality in the quantum world. Okay, this is all based on quantum physics. I'm not an expert in it at all, but I've watched certain influencers who's discussed this theory. So basically, there's a timeline that we're going through, we're walking down. There's a timeline that we're not, but that is still existing, okay? And as an empath, when you can feel and sense this out, you may start to have, what's the word? You might start to get like, not critical, but you might start to not reject. What's the word I'm looking for here? You might just start to, I guess, second guess yourself. You may be like, oh, maybe that timeline would be a bit better for me. I'm currently going down this timeline, but as soon as you make a decision, your mind opens up and starts to think, oh, well, if I did this, I would have been able to do that, and I might not be able to do this now that I have decided to do it this way, and yada, yada, yada. And this opens up Pandora's box. Like, all of our emotions come up, all of our judgment, all of our regret. That's the word, regret. All of our regret comes up. We're just like, oh man, like I went a certain direction and like now I'm missing out on this opportunity because now I'm not doing it this way. And this could like kick shit up pretty drastically. And that's what's happening for me. Like that'll happen. That thought process will literally happen to me. And I will be forced to deal with all these unresolved issues coming out of seemingly fucking nowhere. But it's all because, you know, I'm throwing myself in these different timelines. And therefore it's opening up these channels to all these different emotions, all these different experiences, all these different possibilities, and all these different sensations because I'm projecting myself on these different paths. So, you know, it's no wonder that you have no idea why these emotions are coming up the way they are. There's no wonder that you're taking forever to process them. There's no wonder you're so much fucking trauma all the time. And it takes you hours, if not a whole day, to process one fucking decision, which then clouds your mind for when that next decision comes. You can't make that decision, and then it's this endless freaking spiral of indecision, of doubt, of regret, of shame, of feeling like shit, of being triggered, of being super sensitive. Man, it's intense, dude. It's super intense. And, you know, I don't know how many people will see this video. I don't know how it'll resonate, but even just sharing this idea is therapeutic in and of itself, because again, it's something I've been struggling with lately, and I there's got to be other people out there who are dealing with the same sort of phenomenon. So I thought I'd bring this up, and my downloads was specifically like, why are all these emotions coming up? And the download that I got had to do with energy, and the fact that you may be feeling maybe tired or fatigued more often than not. It's no fucking wonder. Like, if you're bouncing between these two fucking timelines, yeah, that's pretty epic. That's pretty epic in and of itself, that you're able to bounce between timelines, even if you're not even experiencing the timeline that's existing in your imagination. Because you're bouncing back and forth, you're going to be tired. You're bouncing back into realities that don't even exist. And that's going to drain your energy. And the download that just came up while I was speaking right now, and I wasn't even going to plan on saying this, but it also brings up all the emotions that you would have experienced had you gone down that timeline. So it's no wonder why all these emotions are coming to the surface. So if you're feeling extra emotional lately, this could be why. This could be what's going on. And, you know, the main remedy for this, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to say that I've practiced this at all yet myself, but it's this idea of attachment, okay? The more we get attached to a certain outcome, the more we decide in advance that we want things to be a certain way, the more we're going to be thrown off when these new opportunities or these new decisions come up in our lives, and we have to decide whether we want to go with what we've already thought of doing or whether we're going to do this new thing that's coming to our lives, okay? So yesterday, basically what was happening was I was planning to watch a certain video on YouTube. I saw it earlier and I was going to watch it, and then I was watching this video before I was going to watch the video that I was planning to watch, and on seeing this video, I saw the suggestion that was a new video that was the same length of time, but it was different from the one that I was going to watch. And I had already planned in my mind, I'd already made the decision that, okay, I'm going to go watch that video. So when this new opportunity came up to watch this new video, it aligned a little bit more. It's something that I wanted to do. And as soon as I clicked on it, I was like, oh shit. And all these freaking emotions bubbled up to the surface, all this tension, all this anxiety in my chest. Usually feel it in this area, in the chest. This anxiety of bouncing between timelines. I realized that all the emotions and all the experiences and all the energies from the timeline that I had made the decision that I was going to follow initially was coming up to the surface, because I was not actually going about this timeline now. I was going about this new timeline. So I was dealing with the energies that were arising from the decision, but also the energies arising from the decision that I was going to make. And there was and then there's a splitting off of the timelines. There's a splitting off of the energies, and therefore you feel it all. Okay. And again, the way to avoid this, the way to circumvent this, the way to work through this is to live life in a state of non-attachment. Okay. If you're not attached to a certain outcome and you're present in the moment, you're not pre-planning certain decisions. You're not pre-planning certain variables to arise, and therefore when things do come up, when surprises do come up, you're not thrown off, or you're not taken aback, or you're not flustered by the different emotions that are arising in the moment, because you haven't attached yourself to timelines that could have existed but that aren't existing in the present moment. So that's basically the energy that I want to convey in this message. Again, it's not something that, you know, you wouldn't talk with your friends, because it's like, it's something that you got to really experience and have a reference of multiple times to get an idea of what's going on. So the reason that I'm sharing this is because I know that, you know, this is something that I've gone through, and it hasn't been easy, but I know that there's other people out there who are just as sensitive, just as empathic, and just as tuned into the different realities that exist out there in our own lives and in the collective field that, you know, I hope you derive some benefit from this. So I won't carry on too much longer. I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope I can keep in touch with you very, very soon. Talk to you soon. Take care.